Live. News for your hometown. This is WNNE News 31 at 6.
Coming up at 6, New Hampshire may be in trouble if they don't come up with an acceptable education funding plan by the end of the month. Queechee is hopping right now. How does the Balloon Festival boost the town's economy? And a scorcher today. We'll tell you how those who work outdoors are dealing with the heat. Good evening, I'm Heather Hamill. New Hampshire Governor Jeanne Shaheen is warning lawmakers they may be in for a long summer. Shaheen says the current education funding plans aren't acceptable, and she's warning state government could shut down if lawmakers don't hand her a good solution by the end of the month. News 31's Caroline Cornish has more.
As House and Senate lawmakers begin to hash out a compromise education funding plan, harsh words and a warning from Governor Jeanne Shaheen. She says Republican leaders are risking a government shutdown by sending her an unacceptable funding proposal at the last minute.
I will not give in to that kind of blackmail. I will not accept a solution that is unconstitutional, that is unbalanced, and that is against the interests of the people of New Hampshire.
The state must have a funding solution by the end of the month, but Shaheen says the budget recently passed by the Senate relies on inflated revenue projections. She accuses Republican leaders of meeting behind closed doors, not being willing to compromise.
This is no way to make serious tax and education policy.
But House Republican leaders say that the legislature will get the job done by next month. And they say the governor's words today are nothing more than political posturing.
I think that this is high-stakes poker for the governor. I think that we will get the job done by June 26th. She will have a package before her, and she has that option to reject it.
And Senate Republicans deny their bill that reduces the cost of an adequate education is unconstitutional.
Senator Gordon called over to the Attorney General's office to see if they had made any type of a comment, whether it was constitutional or not, and they had no idea what he was talking about.
House Republicans say the governor will have a funding bill on her desk by the end of the month, and it won't include a broad-based tax. Caroline Cornish, News 31, Concord.
The governor also said Republican leaders are refusing to release the results of a state-funded revenue option analysis, and Republican leaders say that those results aren't yet complete. The arson trial of a Vermont man has ended in a mistrial. 53-year-old Walter Robertson of Reigate is charged with arson for the fire that destroyed this North Haverhill home last summer. But during testimony, a police officer revealed fingerprint tests had been done on evidence collected at the scene without the knowledge of both attorneys.
And what happened is we have rules of evidence disclosure, and they weren't followed. It wasn't apparently done intentionally, but that means that this trial has to end.
The state is expected to request a retrial. 2 are dead following a motorcycle crash in Meredith. State police say 27-year-old Frank Susi of Rhode Island swerved his motorcycle into the oncoming traffic on Route 3 just after midnight, hitting another bike. Susi and a female passenger were killed. One other motorcyclist was injured. Police aren't sure if alcohol was involved. Hundreds of thousands of motorcyclists are gathering in the Lakes region for the annual Bike Week. Extra police are on patrol, but authorities say accidents are inevitable with so many motorcycles on the road. A Bethel teenager is in jail tonight charged with almost 20 burglaries. 18-year-old Dana Westcott was charged along with 2 other men for 19 counts of burglary. Police say the trio broke into homes in Orange and Washington counties, and police also say Westcott carried a handgun with him on several of the break-ins, so he faces additional charges. Westcott is being held on $10,000 bail. The annual Queechee Balloon Festival starts tonight, and that means big business for local store owners. Every year, thousands of people come out to watch the colorful balloons take flight, but shops are also taking the opportunity to show a new crowd their wares.
It's certainly a big weekend, but it just really kicks off the summer. As far as business goes.
There is definitely a local customer base that knows Simon Pierce is here, but the nice thing about the Balloon Festival is it brings people from outside who I don't think would normally come to Queechee.
The festival runs through this weekend. Amtrak says it's committed to Vermont and wants to fully restore its service. Amtrak's Vermonter service was suspended 2 weeks ago after the railroad company discovered some parts of the tracks were out of alignment. Until last week, passengers were being bused from St. Albans to Springfield, Massachusetts, while the tracks were being worked on. But Governor Dean had feared that Amtrak might consider abandoning the Vermonter altogether if there was another transportation alternative available. The Vermonter may not run until the end of the month. The rate of teen pregnancies in this country is dropping. This according to a new government report by the Centers for Disease Control. The question is, why? Cindy Pena has more.
Teen pregnancy fell to its lowest level since 1976, when national rates were first recorded. Many believe education about AIDS and sexually transmitted diseases have helped change teenagers' attitudes toward sex. Also, government funding for abstinence programs began in 1998.
We want to see kids being able to be kids, and ideally we'd like to see kids encouraged to participate in sports and other extracurricular activities as opposed to getting involved in a sexual relationship.
Others say abstinence must be taught with sex education.
Effective programs, according to all of the research, are those balanced programs that give kids information and skills to delay intercourse, balanced with information about contraception and safer sex.
Another reason is the strong economy, which may be giving teenagers reason to believe that it pays to stay in school and get a good job.
This decline is everywhere. It's in all ethnic groups. It's in all areas of the country, all income levels and so forth. It is clearly a profound shift in the attitudes and behavior of teens.
Credit for the decrease goes to teenagers who are making smarter choices in delaying sex or using contraception.
According to government reports, taxpayers spend $7 billion each year to care for the children of unwed teenagers. And still to come, if you like pancakes, get ready to pay a little more for your favorite topping. And a Lebanon landmark is getting a makeover. Stay with us.
Closed captioning for News 31 is sponsored as a public service by Mascoma Savings Bank.
Lebanon's landmark City Hall clock is getting a makeover, but replacing a timepiece with a 6-foot-high face 5 stories off the ground isn't your typical project. A Wolfboro business, Target New England, is busy getting the historic clock up and running. Here's Target's Jim Doherty in his own words.
We've been hired to restore the clock mechanism and the clock itself. This clock tower is probably about 80 feet in the air. The clock was built by Seth Thomas probably in 1875. It's going to cost about $25,000. It's taken us almost a month already. All right, fix it, get it working, disconnect it, put it back in the lift, bring it back up into the clock, and reconnect the whole thing so it works. There is a lot of pride in what we do, and that's what we put our quality into, making it last, making it for the people that are here to see it, plus their kids when they come back, because to restore a clock like this, you're not going to do it every year. If you do something like this once every 50 years or once every 100 years, then you're in the ballpark. Sometimes you go to clocks that haven't been done since they've been brand new, and they're 150 years old, and nobody's ever been up there to fix it. We consider our job to be anything in high places.
You can expect to see the finished clock running in about 2 weeks. It's going to cost a bit more to pour maple syrup on your pancakes. Twin State maple producers say prices are going up because production is down. Deep snow through the spring hurt sap gathering efforts, so both Vermont and New Hampshire made about 40% less syrup than average. For Vermont, that means about 275,000 gallons. Granite State producers made about 45,000 gallons. What does that mean to consumers? Retailers say higher prices are inevitable, but most people will still buy.
They know that quality is going to be high, and I think they are willing to pay. We're certainly willing to pay whatever the local producer needs to make it. I think we could safely say probably 10% increases across the board.
Last year, a gallon of fancy syrup sold on average for about $33. Retail sales of maple syrup are actually higher in the fall when tourist visitors are there. Bright sunshine and the highest temperatures we've seen in almost 2 years make today a great one for the beach. But what if you're working outside? News 31's Catherine Duffy has more on how people are getting the job done despite the scorching heat.
Full steam ahead for those working outside, even if today's steamy weather means little relief from the red-hot tools used to melt tar into an already scorching blacktop.
Sit in the oven for about 10 minutes, you'll find out. It's about what it feels like most of the time. And then the stuff that I'm doing, the material I'm putting on the cracks, is about 380 degrees, so it makes it even worse.
As midday temperatures soar past 90, a day at work means working up a sweat.
At least I get to enjoy the sunshine. I've been waiting for summer since the first snowfall, but it's not all it's cracked up to be.
Want to get hot on a hotter day?
Yeah. Even in the shade, vendor Lisa Locke says she feels as hot as her dogs.
My steam tables run at about 180, 190 degrees, and you've got the sun on you, and you're wilting.
So when it comes to outdoor labor, lifeguard Mike Vassell may have the best seat around.
Usually when nobody's here, I jump in.
Now, if you can't jump in a lake to cool off, people who work outside say common sense is the best protection against heat exhaustion and dehydration.
Drink plenty of water, take breaks, get out of the sun for a while.
Pouring water on myself, extra umbrellas. We go directly to the river in the afternoon, swim for a couple hours.
Anything it takes to help the hottest employees keep their cool. Catherine Duffy, News 31.
Well, it sure was a hot one today. Can we expect a cool down anytime soon? Tom Messner's precision weather forecast is next. Stay with us. News Channel 31, hometown coverage you can count on. I'm Heather Hamill. You've always been able to get Upper Valley news here. Now News Channel 31 is giving you even more. More stories from around Vermont and across the region. More reporters focusing on Upper Valley news coverage. Plus Tom Messner's precision weather forecast. That's hometown coverage you can count on.
Wherever you live.
That's News Channel 31.
News Channel 31 at 6 and 11, starting Monday, June 18th. Now, your precision weather with Chief Meteorologist Tom Messner.
So how you doing? Is the heat getting to you yet? Wow, another scorcher out there today. Hazy, hot, and humid. You put all that stuff together, and it makes it tough to just get around, doesn't it? Head for the air conditioner. Another tough sleeping night tonight, and boy, temperatures are still way the hay up there with the sunshine. 91 degrees. Relative humidity doesn't look too bad when you look at it on this chart right here, but you know, you can feel it when you're out there. It's at 34%. Barometer's falling a little bit. We've got a south wind at 8 miles per hour. Let's talk about what happened out there today, the high temperatures for the day. So far, this is not official stuff, and I think these will change before 11 o'clock tonight, so we'll update them for you. 91 degrees in Lebanon, 90 in Keene and Springfield. Montpelier saw 89, 88 degrees in Rutland. Well, we do have a little bit of relief situation on the way. Nothing major league in the near future. And let me show you what I'm talking about. This is the satellite and radar. We've got a big old bubble of high pressure and control around the Upper Valley, so it is going to be hot as we head toward tomorrow again. But check this out as we head on out to the west. Wow, big line of showers and thunderstorms in the Midwest, parts of Michigan really getting hammered right now. And look at this line. It goes right off this weather map, goes through Indiana. Ohio is going to get it over the next few hours. This associated with a cold front, and this will affect our weather before all is said and done. In fact, let me show you where that cold front is right now. Right about here, and it's going to work its way toward the Upper Valley. It looks like Saturday night on into Sunday. So here's the scoop. On your Saturday, again, it's going to be real hot out there, and it's going to be a bit on the humid side, so get set for that once again. The front shows up. The clouds are thickening late Saturday, especially into Saturday night, and Sunday, Father's Day at this point, looking a little touch and go. It's going to be a mainly cloudy day, some showers and thunderstorms around on that day. Other places throughout our country today, severe weather down in Florida, not too far from Orlando and the Space Center today. Meanwhile, the remnants of Allison still kind of hanging around the coast. We've been talking about this thing for 10 days now. Precision cast, let me show you what is going to happen. 9 o'clock tonight, mainly clear skies, a little bit of fog developing overnight tonight, much like we've been dealing with the last few days. On your Saturday morning, around 8 o'clock, things are looking good. Late in the day, especially into evening time, the clouds are thinking about thickening up a little bit. The rain shows up Saturday night, and then for your Sunday, things not looking all that great. Look at this. By late in the day, things may begin clearing out a little bit, but at this point, Father's Day, your precision weather forecast goes like this, mainly clear, some fog developing out there tonight. 64 for a low. Tomorrow, lots of sunshine. By late in the day, a couple of clouds around. Look for a high of 89. Big ones, it's going to be sticky again. Your 5-day forecast, it goes like this for you on Father's Day, mainly cloudy skies. Some showers and thunderstorms around, especially during the first half of the day. 75 for a high. Monday looks good, 79. Tuesday, showers by that night, 82 for a high during the day. And then for Wednesday, a mix of sun and clouds and a high that day, right around 77 degrees. Head for the beach tomorrow. You're going to be glad that you did. Sports is coming up next with Dominic. Stay with us.
The weather is sponsored by True Value Hardware. Now, sports for your hometown with Dominic Aielli.
Well, the U.S. Open, but it's not all about Tiger.
Not all about Tiger. Even when he does bad, we talk about him. Even when he does bad. The U.S. Open may make Hill Irwin feel young again. Irwin finished a rain-shortened first round at Southern Hills Country Club at 3 under yesterday. Irwin held a 2-shot lead over 2 other golfers who had finished play. The 56-year-old has won 3 Opens, the last coming in 1990. 90 golfers had to complete their opening rounds today. One of them was Woods. Not a good start if Woods wants to win his 5th straight major, hole 13. Woods puts the second shot on the par 5 into the drink. Good par of that hole with a long putt. Second round, Tiger runs into trouble. He would 3-putt the hole for bogey. That put him at a +6. Woods has made the cut 19 straight majors, the most of any player. Is that in jeopardy? A lot of long shots made today. This one by Phil Mickelson, the bump and run on hole number 1 of the second round. That brought him to 1 under, but look at the leaderboard. Talk about unknowns. Retief Goosen, Mark Brooks, and J.L. Lewis all tied at 4 under. They have completed 2 rounds. Phil Mickelson is at 2 under. He's through 6 holes. Tiger Woods at a +5. The top 60 make the cut. Woods is 49th. Wow. The Lakers can wrap up their 2nd straight NBA title tonight. Los Angeles will try to accomplish that feat in Game 5 in Philadelphia. Lakers have shown as long as Shaq and Kobe are together, doesn't matter who the role players are, they can still build a dynasty.
I don't really sit down and think about my legacy. I promise I wouldn't do that to myself until it's all said and done. I have 2 sons right now, and when it's all said and done for me, then I could show them how nasty I was. I could open up the book and say, it was a guy named Mike, it was a guy named Magic, it was a guy named Charles, and here's your daddy, a guy named Shaq.
Oh, Shaq, you're such a kidder. Tip-off is at 9. You can catch the clincher right here on Channel 31. Other NBA news, John Lucas has been named the new coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers. To the Oval, Ricky Rudd has a prime spot to break his string of 88 straight races without a win. Rudd toured Pocono at 170.5 miles per hour to win the pole for the Pocono 500 today. Rudd is coming off a 2nd-place finish last Sunday in Michigan to Jeff Gordon. Sterling starting next to Rudd's Taurus is Sterling Marlin. Ken Schrader, Tony Stewart, and Mark Martin round out the top 5. Points leader Jeff Gordon starts 14th. Rolando Araujo will pitch in place of Pedro Martinez against the Braves tonight. Araujo is making his first start of the season after throwing from the bullpen all year. Martinez is nursing a sore shoulder. He's not expected to be put on the DL. Greg Maddux will go for Atlanta. Last night, the Sox and David Cone left Fenway on a very good note. Not a good start for Cone. That's how it's been going this year. Top 2, Mike Lowell, a solo home run, makes it 1-0. Derek Lee followed that up with a 2-run home run, but Cone would retire 13 of the last 14 batters he faced. He's coming back. Bases loaded in the 4th. Brian Daubach. Mark Higg runs salami. His 11th home run, first grand slam of his career. Red Sox go on to the 6-4 victory. The Sox announced today that they have extended the contract of GM Dan Duquette for 2 years. Montreal Expos, New York Yankees, 4-0 New York after 1, now 5-0 in the 7th. In the 2nd, Bernie Williams, the single scores 2. 7-0 Yankees. Expos, they make a game of it, first with their defense. Cabrera, Orlando Cabrera, the great play, turns the DP. Yankees up still, though, 7-0. Now 8-3 Yanks in the 7th. Brian Boehringer on, and Jose Vidro goes out. A 3-run home run off Boehringer pulls them to within 8-6, but that's as close as they got. Yankees win this one 9-6. They start a 3-game set with the Mets tonight, the Subway Series, and last year's World Series renewed. Roger Clemens will not pitch in that series because they don't want him to pitch at Shea Stadium. I wouldn't either.
All right, and for tonight, it's a long night for basketball fans.
Long night. No, if the Lakers win it, or should I say when the Lakers win, we'll probably go on at 12:30 because we have to watch Shaq and Kobe dance.
Exactly. All right, thanks a lot,
You're welcome.
We'll be right back. As many of you probably know, this is our last 6 o'clock newscast. News 31 is combining efforts with our sister station, News Channel 5, with a brand new newscast starting Monday. This ends 23 years of a half-hour daily news program at WNNE TV. We'd like to sincerely thank all of you for supporting us through the years. We appreciate it. We've always tried to be your hometown station. I'll be back on Monday with a special segment in our new look broadcast, and we hope that you'll be watching. Have a great night.